Hey everyone, this is one of my 3 pecan trees that I have up here at the farm. First three of many, hopefully. This is a desirable pecan tree. That's the variety, not the actuality. They make good nuts if you can get them to, but they require a lot of spraying. I've been working with a gentleman who runs a farm, a pecan. He supplies seedlings or grafted seedlings, I should say, and pecans and everything like that for people. He's down in eastern North Carolina, and he gave me some sticks to graft. That's just tape. Of different varieties that work pretty well, that require lower maintenance. So I have a Lakota, I have a Lipon, yeah, whatever, and McMillan. And I have 3 trees, so he gave me enough sticks to do each tree. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to cut the tree off here, and then I'm going to splice the sticks on top. These trees are well past where they should be producing nuts, and I've gotten a total of 1 nut from all of the trees in the years they've been here. A lot of it has to do with their disease resistance or lack thereof. So we're going to start on that. I'm going to cut this tree down. I'm going to do this as the example, and then I'll repeat for the other 2 trees, which are bigger and harder to do. What in the world? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was a fresh battery. All right. Hopefully this still works. Okay. That's fun. That didn't sound good. Battery does not sound good either. Alright, I'm gonna go get a slightly more aggressive bit. I use the fine one because I'm trying to preserve the bark as best as possible, because I'm going to need that when I splice these in. So 1 sec. I'm a little more aggressive. Okay. There we go. A little more tedious and effort intensive than necessary. The gentleman also gave me, is it this tape? One of these tapes. What do you think? That's this one. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So this is a membrane to cover over. Apparently I'm a little aggressive. So this, gonna have to learn this one. So he said you should be able to just gently stretch it across and hopefully it'll stick. This is gonna be horrible, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. And I'm probably doing this out of order a little bit because I don't know what I'm doing. But if these trees don't work anyhow and they all die, I'm just going to replace them anyhow. That's kind of this, I can either keep working at them because like I said, they're not producing anything, so they're not really useful, and I'm not going to put that much chemical use into them. It's just not worth the effort. So the next step, and since I have 3 varieties, you know, you kind of separate them out. We'll start with the Lakotas, and he gave me an example stick. So what you want to do is you want to cut in a little bit, and then you want to cut it down. I don't know if you can see that, cut it in and then cut it down. This will give it a little bit of a lip to sit on, and this gives it the surface area to mate to the tree. So what you do, I'm using a razor knife. I'm not necessarily sure if that's the best solution or not, but it's what I got. So yeah, so let's cut towards yourself, but you know. All right, so got it about halfway. Have a little bit of a shelf, not much, but a little bit. You then take it, figure out where it's going to sit, and then cut the bark back. And repeat on the other side. Oh, that's a little more I wanted. And then you gently peel that piece of bark back. Oh, I get you can't see. Then you gently peel that piece of bark back. And then what you can do, thin that down just a little bit more. More of a wedge. Okay. Then you take that, you lift the bark back just ever so slightly, and you shove that in there. And they sit like that. I'm gonna repeat that 2 more times around here, and then I'm gonna tape it all very close. You want it to be as tight on the sides as possible so the branch is covered in as much as possible. So repeat 2 more times. I'm looking for, this one's a little bit longer stem. Well, there's a node there. So I'm trying to stay below the node. Right or wrong, that's what I'm doing. There we go. Good thing is the tree is very, very wet. I think next time I will, the next tree, I'm going to put the stuff on afterwards. Again, this is the Lakotas. Ooh, that one got trimmed inappropriately. All right. I'll stop doing that. Now this tape is a self-adhesive tape, so it sticks to itself once you stretch it, supposedly. If I don't begin to drill it and break it, it should tape in there. And what we'll do another set of this. Right, it's messed up. Just must to stick. Anyway, that is ugly as all get out. But that's the principle. Actually, I'm gonna go get a baggie. I'll be right back. So, and the last step to this is a recommendation. I don't know if it's the normal way or not. Is to put a baggie over top of it to help protect it a little more. Yeah. There we go. There we go. And then a piece of aluminum foil to do some heat mitigation. Now, ooh, that was terrible. That didn't work out well. Well, ooh, get that butt out. I'm gonna throw a piece of tape around that, regular electrical tape. I might try that again. That was terrible. I tore that all up. That's a little better, maybe. Anyway, not a lot. It still tears around that edge, but I'm probably trim back some of this plastic because that's excessive. I'm leaving just a couple of branches to give it some, so it can get some photosynthesis in. Gentleman did make one more of the recommendation. He says to actually mount a stick. I'll probably zip tie a stick up higher than this, because what'll happen, birds will come land and they'll knock these sticks loose. These are in there pretty good though. I mean, I'm hoping a 2-ounce bird won't do anything to them, but gentleman knows a lot more about the trees than I do, so I'll get that done. I'll work on the other 2 trees, and I'll come back in a little bit. Thanks, y'all. All right, everybody, it's all done. So this is what it ends up looking like, kind of, sort of. So this is 3 Lakota sticks here. This stick is what I mentioned earlier. It gives a bird someplace to land besides on top of your cut sticks. The aluminum foil is to help reflect some of the sunlight so it doesn't get quite so hot on top where it's going to be leaking a lot of moisture so it doesn't cook itself. So those are Lakota. I don't know, this is going to be hard to see. Maybe here. There's 3 Lipons up there. Lipons, Lipon. And 1 Gafford. Anyway, 1 other type of sticks. So I had actually 4 types, 3 sticks of each. To kind of give myself the best choice, I mixed in one of the Gaffords, as soon as I remember the name. I'll put them all in the description. Again, aluminum foil, taped up the sticks so birds can land on something. Because what they'll, sorry, I had to do a cut because I put my finger in front of it. Anyway, so the reason you put the sticks is because the birds will land on the other, your cut sticks, and even though they only weigh a couple ounces, they'll knock them over or pry them loose. So this is, again, 1 Gafford. The Gafford's the closest to the house on both trees, and then this is McMillan's. I have 2 sticks left over, which I'm going to take back to the house. That'll be a separate video. But anyway, and I left these bottom branches to give it just enough greenery to keep the tree alive and feed it a bit while these are growing in. This is the time of year to do it, mid-May-ish, so that there's plenty of water moving. It's rained the last few days, so there's a lot of moisture in the tree. So it's probably the best opportunity I have to let it go. I'll have to come back in a couple weeks and water and make sure everything's good, but see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.
Baby, go on. Tell me where